Hey guys, Katie here, bringing you my final wrap-up video for BookTube-A-Thon 2016. So I don't really have much of an update. I'm only here essentially because I told you guys there would be a wrap-up video. I kind of failed at making much in the way of progress after I last saw you guys. I read a total of 1.5 pages of Succubus Shadows by Rochelle Mead, and that's not really worthy of an update, but I did also tell you guys that I would kind of talk about what I read a little bit more in depth. So I'm going to attempt to talk a little bit about what I read and my thoughts about the BookTube-A-Thon, and that'll be my wrap up because I can't believe it's over for another year, guys. So I'm going to start with my review and ideas about The Haunting of Sunshine Girl by Paige Mackenzie, because this was the favorite on my pile of what I read during the BookTube-A-Thon. I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to think of this book. I had seen a little bit of the YouTube series and was a little bit confused about the direction it was going and kind of what the idea was, what the point was. And after reading, I watched a little bit more and I'm finding myself more engrossed in that world and really interested in finding out what happens. But originally, I kind of had mixed feelings, so I definitely didn't go in with high expectations or really any expectations at all of how I would feel about it. And I found myself pulled into it immediately. It was not a slow start whatsoever. I was freaked out the first night reading it. I really didn't want to put it down. The second night, I had even more difficulty putting it down, and I was super freaked out. It was just so great, and I really enjoyed the build-up of it. It wasn't just like everything came at you at once. It built up like kind of like a horror movie does. A lot of horror movies, you know something bad's gonna happen, but it doesn't always hit right away. And that's kind of how I felt about this, and I am really excited to read the next book, to the extent that I might put aside Succubus Shadows so that I can read The Awakening of Sunshine Girl. I haven't decided yet, but that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. It was a 5 out of 5 in my opinion. Great book. I highly recommend it if suspense, supernatural, thriller stuff is what you're into. The second book that I finished during the BookTube-A-Thon was The Maze Runner by James Dashner, which I gave 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I really enjoyed this book. I really did not expect to enjoy this book. When it first came out, I kind of felt like, isn't there enough in the way of this dystopian society and throwing these young people into this trial and tribulation stuff, and I just did not have high expectations of what it was going to be like. I did not expect to enjoy it at all, in fact, but it met 2 challenges, so I figured, okay, I'll finally do it. I'll give into the hype. My best friend has seen the movies. I can finally talk about those with her. So I went into it with an open mind, and I think I mentioned in my first update video, it started slow for me. It was well over 100 pages before I found myself engrossed in the story, and by the end I liked it enough that I felt the need to defend the book against the movie with all the changes. So that tells me something, and I definitely intend to finish the series. I'm not sure if it'll be right away, but eventually I do plan to pick up the rest of the series and probably some other stuff by James Dashner, because I do enjoy his writing and I look forward to reading more works by him in the future. All in all, I think this BookTube-A-Thon was a huge success, and I'm really glad that I participated, not only to have discovered 2 new authors that I enjoy and 2 new series that I enjoy, as well as visiting an author that I've always loved, but also to be involved in Twitter sprints and one of the Twitter live shows and making new friends. I talked to a few people on Twitter. I got to watch some really awesome challenge videos, even though I didn't do any of my own this time around. And it was a huge success for me, and I am so glad that I got the chance to participate. I don't know how many more years life is going to allow me to participate, although I think being a teacher will be nice because I'll have summers off, so maybe BookTube-A-Thon will never really be an issue for me. But I'm so glad that I'm getting the chance to do it right now, and I look forward to next year, even though we all need our rest and relaxation in the meantime and to recharge. But I don't feel like I overread and put myself back into that slump where I don't want to pick up books again. So the reading was great, the socializing was great, the watching YouTube videos was great. Just all around, I'm really happy with this BookTube-A-Thon. I do really want to hear how you guys did and how you felt about this BookTube-A-Thon, and I want to keep an engagement going. I really think that it's great to keep this community alive on the off times. Just because BookTube-A-Thon isn't happening doesn't mean that the booktubers shouldn't stick together or just you know, the people that enjoy reading in general, whether you're a booktuber or not. You know, look me up on Twitter if you aren't a booktuber, or whatever the case may be. I think that communication is awesome, and being able to connect with people that are passionate about the same thing as you are is a really wonderful thing, and I look forward to seeing where that goes and continuing with YouTube videos now that I have a new camera and kind of need to continue to justify the purchase of this new camera. So that is my thought on this year's BookTube-A-Thon, and I'm sorry it was short and not well thought out and that my update was a page and a half, but I had a lot of fun, read nearly 700 pages, read a little over 2 books, and completed 4 challenges. So I'm stoked with those results. So let me know how you guys did. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!